Namaste students, welcome to statistics class, and we were discussing about a simple arithmetic mean. And in yesterday's class we have seen what are the merits and demerits of simple arithmetic mean, and we solved their two problems under simple arithmetic mean. And which problem we solved yesterday? One problem was the ungrouped data, where we have taken ungrouped data, and when ungrouped data is given, how we need to calculate mean by using direct method as well as deviation method. And second problem where we have seen that is about a grouped data, but in case of group, their discrete series were given. So in case of where we get discrete series, how to find out mean by using direct as well as deviation method. Now today we have third problem under arithmetic mean, but if you look into this particular problem, you can see this is not the type of ungrouped data, and this is not also, this is in grouped data, but in case of grouped, this is not the series of discrete. It's not a discrete series here. We have here continuous series. So third problem, where find mean for the following by direct and deviation method. So firstly we need to identify whether it is ungrouped data or grouped. If it is grouped, whether it is discrete or continuous. Ungrouped data means their frequencies will not be there, and grouped means where we get frequencies. If we get frequencies, then we need to observe the x, that is a variable, whether it's a discrete form. What is discrete form? Discrete form means where class intervals are not given. If class intervals are given, then we can say it as continuous data. So we have now grouped data. In case of grouped, it's a continuous frequency distribution. Now when we have continuous frequency distribution, how to find out mean by direct as well as deviation method. Write this solution for grouped data. For group data, grouped, it's a continuous data. Now firstly we'll take the variables, that is x and as well as frequencies. Class intervals are given 10 to 25, 25 to 40 and 40 to 55, then 55 to 70, 70 to 85, and last one 85 to 100. And we take the frequencies there: 6, 50, 44, then 26, 3 and 1. And when we have frequencies, if we total frequencies, then we get total number of observation. So n is equal to, when we total it, we get there 130. So we have n as 130. Now firstly we will take the direct method formula. In case of direct method, for continuous series, what is the formula? So here mean formula goes like x bar is equal to sigma fx by n. N we know that it's a total number of frequencies. Now we need to find out, according to the formula, we need to find out fx. We require the sigma fx. Now here direct method formula, in case of continuous as well as discrete, it's one and the same. In case of continuous as well as discrete, direct method formula will remain as it is. Now prepare one more column, that is f into x. Before that, see here we don't have, it's not in the discrete form, so we need to find out now. This is a class interval. Class intervals are given. Now we need to find out x. We need to find out x. How to find out x? While continuous data will be given. There we need to do lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So 10 plus 25 divided by 2 we get there 17.5. This we need to, that middle value we consider as x. Middle value we consider as x here. Then 25 plus 40 divided by 2, we get 32.5. Next one, 40 plus 55 divided by 2, then we get 47.5. Next, 55 plus 70 divided by 2, we get 62.5. Then 70 plus 85 divided by 70 plus 85 divided by 2, then we get 77.5. And the last one, 85 plus 100 divided by 2, then we get 92.5. Middle values we consider it as x. Here we consider middle values as x. So in case of continuous frequency distribution, when we have class intervals, firstly we need to write their x values. How to find out x? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. 10 plus 25 divided by 2. 25 plus 40 divided by 2. 40 plus 55 divided by 2. Those middle values we consider as x. Then we need to prepare the f into x. Variable into frequencies. Now 6 into 17.5, we get there 105. Nextly 50 into 32.5, then we get 1625. Next 44 into 47.5, then we get 2090. Then 26 into 62.5, then we get 1625. Here 3 into 77.5, we get the 232.5. And here 1 into 92.5, we get the 92.5. So now total the column fx, that is sigma fx is equal to, when we total it, we get there 5,770. 5,770. Now substitute into the formula here. When we substitute into the formula sigma fx, what is the value of sigma fx? That is 5,770 divided by n, that is total number of observation, total of the column frequencies, that is 130. That is 130, and then we get answer as 44.385. When we divide, we get the 44.385. So this is about the first problem. This is about the direct method. Now we need to solve under deviation method. Same problem we need to solve under deviation method. For deviation method, first we will write the formula here. Deviation method. Here formula goes like x bar is equal to a plus sigma fu divided by n into c. Why we get here into c? Here we get into c because we have gap between the class intervals. Because when we get continuous series, we know that here there is a gap between the lower limit and upper limit. So that we need to multiply with c. C refers to width. Now what we need to do for deviation method? See this sigma fx, this fx column, it's not necessary for deviation method. This deviation fx column is required only for direct method. So fx column, it's not necessary for a deviation method. So deviation method we require only fu column. So I'll erase this fx column here, since we are doing it under deviation method. Now firstly, if you see deviation method, we need to take a least value as assumed value. One least value from the x series we need to take as a. So when you observe here x series, we get 17.5 as the least. So here we take A is equal to we know that here A is equal to 17.5. We take A as 17.5. Now, firstly we need to find out U. How to find out U here? U is equal to x minus A divided by C. See, if it is grouped data discrete series means C will not appear there, only x minus A. Where we get continuous frequency, there we need to divide it by C. If you have observed yesterday's problem, their C were not there because their class intervals were not there. There we have taken discrete and ungrouped. Ungrouped anyhow C will not come, there U is only x minus A. Here only in case of continuous series where we have class intervals, there the width we need to take here. Now we know that A we have taken as 17.5. So what we need to do? X 17.5 minus 17.5 divided by C. What is the width here? Width we have here gap between the lower limit and upper limit. Here we have gap as 15. So width is 15 here. C is 15 and A is 17.5. So 17.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. When we do that, here we get first value we get as 0. Then next one 32.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. We get their value as 1. 17.5 minus 32.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. Next one 47.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. There we get 2. Third next one 62.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. There we get 3. And here 77.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. We get there 4. And last one 92.5 minus 17.5 divided by 15. There we get value as U as 5. Then here now last column we need to prepare, that is F into U. Frequency multiplied by what deviations we have taken. Now F is 6 and U value is 0 here. So 6 into 0. First we get as first value as 0. Then 50 into 1. We get there 50. Then 44 into 2. We get there 88. Next one 26 into 3. 26 into 3. We get there 78. 3 into 4. We get there 12. And last one we get as 5. Now total the column. When we total it, we get here sigma FU as 233. We get there 233. Now substitute into the formula. Here we have taken A as 17.5 plus sigma F U we got as 233 divided by N. We know that N value is 130 into C. What is the gap between the class intervals? Then we get 15. Now 17.5 plus 233 into 15 divided by 130. When you do so, we get there 26.88 and we get mean as 44.38. The deviation method as well as direct method. So when we have continuous series, firstly we need to find out the mid value. That mid value we consider as x. Then if it is direct method, f into x divided by n. And if not, if we are going with deviation method, then identify the assumed value, the least value in the x series. Then find out u value. What is u here? X minus a divided by c. X minus that assumed value divided by c width. We get there u. Then later on u multiplied with frequency f e. Then total the f u column. So this is about grouped data continuous series. When we get group data in that continuous series. Now nextly we will move towards the next problem. Now we will move towards the next problem. Find the mean for the following. And when you observe the class intervals here, when we see the given series, we can make out that this is a grouped data. In case of grouped, it is continuous series. Continuous series means they have given here class intervals. But when you observe the class intervals, we can find here inclusive class intervals 15 to 19, 20 to 24. Inclusive means it's not of exclusive type. Means 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. There is no continuation between the upper limits of the previous class and lower limit of the next class. So it's of inclusive type. When you get an inclusive series of class intervals, how you need to find out the mean. So here mainly in the solution, right there, solution for grouped continuous data, grouped continuous data. See, in this particular problem, they have not mentioned whether you need to go with direct or deviation, and they have not told you need to calculate both direct and deviation. Since they have not given which method we need to go, it is better to go with the direct method. So direct method, here we have formula as x bar is equal to sigma fx by n. Sigma fx by n. So we need to take here class intervals and frequencies as it is. So class intervals goes like 15 to 19, then 20 to 24, then comes 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 35 to 39, 40 to 44, then 45 to 49, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, then 60 to 64 and 64 to 69. 64 to 64 and 64 to 69. 65 to 69. Then write the frequencies there. 6, 14, 12, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10, 5, 4 and 1. When you add the frequencies, you get the value, total number of frequencies as 90. Now here mainly with you need to find out here x. In order before going into fx, you need to find out here x. But here one slight changes are there. That is, in case of inclusive class interval, see here we have inclusive class intervals. But while calculating mid value or x, we need to consider it as exclusive class intervals. No need to change inclusive into exclusive. How to change inclusive into exclusive? When we change inclusive into exclusive, it comes as 14.5 to 19.5. Then 19.5 to 24.5. But here no need to change it into exclusive form. But we need to consider as exclusive form. If it is an exclusive form, how we calculate the mid values. Exclusive form means how it will come. 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. So we need to calculate here mid value like exclusive 15 to 20. 15 plus 20 divided by 2. What do we get there? Then we get mid value as 17.5. See, we are writing the mid value by considering this inclusive as exclusive. If it is in an exclusive form, what is the mid value? 20 to 25. 20 plus 25 divided by 2. 25 plus 30 divided by 2. 30 plus 35 divided by 2. So we get here mid values as here 17.5, then 22.5. Then here comes 27.5, then here 32.5, here we have 37.5, then 42.5, 45 plus 50 divided by 2, we get here 47.5, 50 plus 55 divided by 2, mid value is 52.5, 55 plus 60 divided by 2, we get here 57.5, then 60 plus 65 divided by 2, we get 62.5, and last one we get here 67.5. Now we got the middle value, that is x. Then find out f into x. F into x, that is 6 into 17.5, we get there 105. Then 14 into 22.5, we get 315. And third one, 12 into 27.5, we get there 330. Next one, 10 into 32.5, we get there 320. We get there 300, 330 and 32.5 plus 10, we get there 325. Nextly 37.5 into 10, there we get 375, and 9 into 42.5, there we get 382.5. Then 47.5 into 9, there we get 427.5. 10 into 52.5, there we get 525. Then 5 into 57.5, 5 into 57.5, there we get 287.5. 4 into 62.5, there we get 250, and the last value here we get 67.5. That is 67 into 1. 67.5. And now we need to make the total of fx column. When we make the total, here we get 3309. Now apply into the formula sigma fx. Fx is 3390, and n it is 90 here. N is 90. When we divide it, we get there 37.66. Here only with the calculation of x series, calculation will change. That is, we need to consider how we need to calculate in case of exclusive form. 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. In that way we need to calculate the mid value. Then rest of the things is similar. This kind of problems very rarely you will get, you won't get, but you know better to know it how to calculate if we get inclusive class intervals. Then now we completed here in case of ungrouped data how to calculate under direct method as well as deviation method. And when we get grouped data we have two kinds of data, that is discrete and continuous. If we have discrete data, how to calculate direct and as well as deviation method. If it's a group data, their discrete we get sigma fx by n, and deviation we get a plus sigma fu divided by n. C multiplication will not be there. But we have also seen when it is continuous data, when we have continuous series, then how to calculate the mean. There we have direct method as it is in case of discrete, that is sigma fx by n, and in case of deviation method a plus sigma fu divided by n, but we need to multiply with c. multiply with c, that is nothing but width. So altogether we have formulas here. One is sigma x by n, that is ungrouped. Ungrouped deviation is a plus sigma u by n. This is in case of ungrouped. And if we have grouped, it is for ungrouped. If we have grouped, then we have two sections, that is discrete and continuous. In case of discrete, we have formula sigma fx by capital N, that is in case of direct method. And if it is deviation method, x bar is equal to a plus sigma fu by n. This is in case of discrete. Then if you get continuous, then you have formula, direct method formula remains as it is, fx by n, but deviation method formula a plus sigma fu by n into c, since we have class intervals, where we get class intervals in case of continuous. So these are the formulas which comes under arithmetic mean, but there are some other variety of problems you will get where we get less than, more than problems. So such kind of problems are there that we'll see in the upcoming classes. Thank you.